Hi, I'm Gandalf Clark.
I'm Ellen Clark.
And we're the Clarks. Hi, I'm Gandalf Clark.
I'm Ellen Clark.
And we're the Clarks.
Hey
What's
guys.
up, motherfuckers?
YouTube only video again today. So we can say whatever the fuck we want. We're like 2 days ahead on YouTube, so we're trying to catch up. If you want to go over to our TikTok.
You mean TikTok? 2 days ahead on TikTok.
Yeah, right. If you want to go over to our TikTok, yesterday's TikTok is Stitch This Barbie. And today's TikTok's going to be a Stitch This G.I. Joe. So it's going to be fun. Check it out. But then we'll be on the
my Stitch This on that's going to be a lot more detailed than what 2 items would you come with.
Okay.
It's going to be, give me your whole fucking file card, bitch.
Okay. If people know.
Primary military specialty, secondary military specialty, code name. Give me all that shit. I'll take that fucking character and use it somewhere. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Won't be G.I. Joe, but, whatever.
So, I came up with this idea last night when I went to bed. I've been playing this cooking game just to, relieve stress. And I had this idea that came in my mind. I used to live in Scotland, so, of course, we, did high tea all the time. And then I was like, what if for my Ellensedibles book, I did this whole high tea thing, but American style, right? So, okay, here's what I got so far. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, for the savory platter, we have bagels with salmon sandwiches, little bagel sandwiches.
Ooh.
Right? Like a Jewish type thing, like cream cheese, salmon, capers.
Would they be full size or mini?
Well, what we could do is...
Because if you do mini, you can have more food and not eat as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, but it could be the whole Nova Lox thing, on the little bagels. Or we could get those mini bagels from Trader Joe's. You know what I'm talking about? Those little tiny bagels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Mini bagels. That's my twist on your idea.
Yeah,
mini bagels.
So we do
because a full bagel, that's a meal.
Yeah.
A mini bagel is a snack.
Plus you want it to look really cute because you're having high tea.
Exactly. Mini bagel. Okay,
so the second thing, gotta do a Battalion 13 thing. Okay. Baltic City egg sandwiches, which would be of course, something with Old Bay in it. You gotta have an egg salad sandwich with
Old Bay doesn't really work that well on eggs.
Yes, it does.
Does it?
Do you like the deviled eggs that I make?
Oh, deviled eggs. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking fried eggs.
No, I'm talking about egg salad.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
I'm talking about egg salad.
Yeah, that's different. Cold eggs, that's different.
So normally in a British high tea, you take, the egg salad, and the difference between American egg salad and British egg salad is that when you make a sandwich, you put butter on the bread. Okay? Remember when we had that picnic sandwiches when we went on that photo shoot at Canton?
Yeah.
And I did the tuna and egg sandwiches.
Yeah.
And you guys were like, "Oh my god, these sandwiches are so good." Mm-hmm. It's because it had butter on them.
That was the day I ran to get us ice cream and then realized they weren't going anywhere.
Yeah. But that's why you guys like the sandwiches more than you normally
do
because it had
little
butter.
Fat guy running for ice cream. It's funny.
So what do you think about that? Baltic City egg sandwiches. We just put the little Maryland twist in there. Okay. Then another American thing. Everything avocado toast. You got to do the avocado toast thing because that's totally American. We do toast points, so it's little triangles with everything seasoning. Another idea I had for the savories, because you gotta have lots of different things, but then each tray, each tower, you only put 1 or 2 of these things on it. Okay, pepperoni rolls, because you gotta have that Jersey, Philly type thing. You gotta have a pepperoni roll in there. Okay, then the last thing is tuna salad. You gotta have tuna salad, but what if we do it with tuna salad with black salt? The black salt makes it
not just that, but when you make tuna salad, remember, always use a little bit of spicy mustard.
Yeah.
Just a tiny touch of that shit.
How about Dijon?
You do, yeah, the Dijon, that's good.
Yeah.
Dijon, the the spicy stuff we'd be in. Is that Trader Joe's?
Yeah, Trader Joe's.
Okay.
That's French mustard.
Yeah.
It would go because it's like a high tea.
Totally, yes.
Okay, so that's like the savory part of the tray. Okay, next thing, cookie tray. Okay, obviously we're talking to ellensedibles. This would be the cookies. This would be the ellensedibles cookies. Okay, so gotta have the shortbread cookies. This is actually like the base recipe that everyone's gonna learn how to make the cookies, right? So I have my own shortbread cookie. It's the easiest cookie to learn how to make. Shortbreads, you gotta have them. The next cookie, I was thinking, what about the everything cookie? Because that's kind of like...
Yeah, but I think we should make everything sweet and not include like...
Not the wasabi peas.
Not the wasabi peas. No,
that was a fun thing that I did for a while.
It was a good gag, but we will not be having that again.
Not be having that again? Not
as part of a cookie. Come on.
Okay.
Make it sweet things.
All sweet things.
And like peanut butter and shit like that, you know?
All right. Then we do the mint no bake. Now that is a really cool recipe. The one thing I loved, when we lived at the hotel, the cook would always make these little like chocolate cereal things, So inspired by her, I made these little chocolate cereal things, but then it has like a mint frosting on top of that. And then on top of that is like a mint ganache. So I totally think we should have that on the tray, like the mint ganache cookies.
Sounds pretty good.
And then also on a tea tray, you normally have like a bread pudding. So I was thinking like make an American version. What if we did apple crumble? Because American pie, you gotta have apple pie or like something apple.
Yeah.
For like American.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, what if I look at Andy Sandberg's recipe and get inspired by Andy Sandberg? Because we love Andy Sandberg so much.
He's got recipes?
He has a high and infused, version
of
apple crumble.
Apple crumble?
Yes. He has even a song about it on
my
Popstar.
God.
Remember? My apple crumble.
Is that real?
Yes, he has a recipe on the internet. Yes, he has a recipe.
Andy Sandberg has a...
Yes, Andy Sandberg has
we gotta try that shit. We gotta try that shit.
We should put that...
That is one star who has not let me down, okay? That is one person who has never let me down is Andy Sandberg. We love Andy Sandberg so much, from SNL to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Lonely Island, all the wonderful movies he's been in. He just played Ben Reilly in Across the Spider-Verse, and he was hilarious.
Yeah.
He was hilarious. I mean, he's talking about... What was he talking about? Like, I was just having that was a really harrowing. I was like, oh, that was a really harrowing memory. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah, we love our SNL actors. They have so much heart.
Bet he would believe my name is Gandalf.
Yeah. So Gandalf had a really bad situation. He's going to talk about it after I'm done talking about this high tea thing. So the other thing they usually have is like pedophores. But we're talking American here, so I'm thinking, what about like mini cupcakes? That's more American.
Definitely, but make sure everything is mini is what I'm saying.
mini cupcakes.
Like little tiny, like the size of those little edibles that you had in the little container. They got stuck to each other.
Little tiny cupcakes.
Pull apart every time.
Then,
not packaged well.
What about brownies? We got to put some brownies on them because we're talking about a high tea. You got to have brownies.
Yeah, but if everything is infused,
it's going to be small bites.
Small bites.
Small bites. And then usually they have egg tarts. So I don't know what to do about that specifically, but here in America they do a lot of like dessert pie. Like where you take like a graham cracker crust and you put like pudding in it. So I'm still working on that idea. And then teas, obviously you have like all the different teas and coffee, and then also you have to have a hot chocolate option. I think we need to have that as part of that. So
it should be like the Trader Joe's, one of those Trader Joe's flavored hot chocolates. Like mint hot chocolate or whatever.
Yeah, like a mint hot chocolate or like a caramel hot chocolate or something like that.
Gotta go with Trader Joe's on that.
Yeah.
Gotta go with Trader Joe's.
So I think this would be like in like the menu section
and actually,
of the cookbook.
Here's something else you could do. so that not everything is infused. Mm-hmm. You could get that big thing of mini cookies and put some mini cookies around with stuff too. Yeah. So that you have some stuff that isn't infused. Yeah. So that you're not getting too high.
Well, it's up to you. Like when you make your own high tea, like you could make some of the recipes infused, some of the recipes not infused. Any of the recipes in my cookbook you can make as they are, or you can make them infused with the infused.
Don't they have to be higher temperatures?
No, it's the same temperature.
Really? Because I thought with wheat it had to be a lower temperature.
It does have to be a lower temperature, but you can make the cookies regular at the same temperature. I actually prefer, like, I remade all my recipes.
Slow bake because it makes it softer.
Yeah, it makes it softer.
Gotcha.
Gandalf and all my friends actually tend to prefer softer cookies. There was this one recipe that I fell in love with. Not to say
I don't absolutely fucking love those junky Chips Ahoy cookies.
Yeah.
Because those the blue
crunchy ones.
The blue ones that are like,
there was this one chocolate chip cookie that I was totally in love with, that I had a recipe from the internet that I like always made. And I made it recently for just like a hangout we were doing. And my friend Jinx, they were like, I'm not as much for this cookie as I am for your other cookies, like your recipes, because it's just crunchy, and I'm so used to your cookies being softer. And it was such a compliment to me. And Gandalf said that too, that like my recipes are like softer, better to eat, like the taste is like more pronounced and everything. I think it's just because I've been working on the cookbook for so long that I've just been adjusting and adjusting and adjusting and adjusting and adjusting. But hopefully you guys will get this book at some point in the future. But I should put up a recipe for you guys like on my VIP room, so that you guys have like at least something to to make, to practice with. But yeah, so that's like one of my ideas that I came up with last night, doing like a little high tea for you in my cookbook. But so yeah, Gandalf has something that he wants to talk about.
I'm wondering,
what were you wondering though?
I was wondering if this should be a separate video, because we're already at like 12 minutes.
No, it's okay because we're on YouTube.
Oh, right. Okay, so I've experienced this in my life because of my name. People don't believe it's my real name, or people think that I am not a real person when they hear my name. And I experienced this with a band that I really looked up to, an Australian band called Tripod, where I wrote into their podcast, and Gatesy said I wasn't a real person. And I thought he was just joking, but then I tried to order something directly from them, this little USB thing, last November. It was January before I had to say, I need my money back because I haven't gotten it yet. And I don't think something should take that long even from Australia. It was never shipped. And Gatesy is in charge of shipping things, and honestly, it just pisses me off. Like, he doesn't think I'm a real person. I paid real money. My name is on my card.
But this is something you've been dealing with like your whole life.
I had a problem one time back in the early 2000s, before the Lord of the Rings movies came out. I was working at a place called what the hell was that place? Universal. That's right. God, it's been so long I can barely remember. It's not even on my resume anymore. One of my first jobs in electronics. It was my third job since getting my
degree.
Actually, fourth job since getting my degree. It was year 2000, and I was doing a lot of eBay shopping because a friend of mine had given me like $300. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is back then. It was back then. $300 on her credit card. She
was very generous.
She was very generous. $300 on her credit card to go on eBay and buy whatever thing I wanted. Of course, I wanted G.I. Joes. I almost bought a flag, which, looking in hindsight, maybe should have done that, but because you could get them for like $300 back then. You could get one that was not entirely like complete, but then you could build on it. And I thought about doing that, but then I thought, no, I just want a bunch of little stuff. Well, I got really, really into eBay, not just with her money, but also my own money, because I had some money at the time, and, we didn't have a lot of expenses. We were making, I was only making $11 an hour, and she was making, what, $7 an hour or something?
I have no idea.
Something like $7 or $8 an hour. Anyway, so I did a lot of eBaying, and one time, my eBay account got suspended. And I reached out to them, why is my eBay account suspended? And the guy calls me, and he clears it up right away. But apparently they thought I wasn't a real person. They thought I was a fake account.
Yeah.
They thought I was someone trying to scam someone by using my name. On Facebook, I can't even get my name back.
Yeah.
I changed my name to Darian because I wanted to promote Battalion 13 for a while on there, and I tried to change it back a while back because I wanted people to be able to find me. And they won't let me change it back. They're saying that I'm saying that I'm someone I'm not. So this is something I deal with all the time. But it really hurt because with the tripod thing, because I really got into their music. I was constantly annoying other people with their music. Some of my friends liked them, but some of them didn't. It's kind of half and half. But
one of their albums came out on your mom.
But one of the albums came out the day after my mom died, and it really helped me.
Momedy.
It was called How to Train an Attack Dog from Scratch. Look, they have really funny music. Generally, I would highly recommend them. They're very funny. They're not really offensive in any way. It's fun stuff. But
you have to be careful how you treat your fans. It's really important to connect with them and not just dismiss them.
It's not like they didn't answer my question, but Gacy said not a real person, and I would think that would be like a joke, and I kind of took it that way. But then realizing that they're not going to send me this thing that I really wanted,
yeah,
they
could at least have communicated and said, sorry, we don't ship to the U.S. or something. Like that,
They never said anything, so it's like it was like really fucked up. Come on, guys, get it together.
Communication has been breaking down a lot, especially like when you send people emails and you're like, hey, I'd really like to partner with you, or I'd really like to do business with you. It takes a lot of work for someone to put themselves out there and say, hey, I have this great product, things like that. It takes a lot of effort to find businesses you think that might want to work with you, or even just reach out to someone. I do try to respond to a lot of emails that do not look like spam. I try to say, sorry, I'm not interested at this time, at least, if it's something I'm not interested in, or if it is something I'm interested in.
I generally explain what we're doing and ask them if they're still interested in working with us. That's how I handle it.
Yeah.
Or tell them we're not really looking for this right now because we're not big enough.
Right now our business is just so small that really we operate a lot on what my business coach calls sweat equity, where we all put in the effort, and then, the goal is to get paid at the end of the project, once it starts producing money. And a lot of entertainment is that way, especially indie entertainment. So it's a really difficult field that we're in. You put a lot of work in, and you don't get very much out
at all, which is why I'm probably going to have to get some kind of, hopefully work from home type job, because, I got to do something to bring money in, and, she's working on the business full time, and honestly, I can't constantly do that because I have to. I wish I could. I'd rather do that than anything else, but I got to make money somehow.
Right now we're surviving by the goodwill of others, selling what we have, relying on social services.
Oh, but don't worry about us. We have
available.
Way too much. Okay, we have way too much toys.
Yeah.
I kind of went nuts during the pandemic.
Yeah, so we are selling what we have. We're relying on the goodwill of others, relying on social services. We have a friend that's probably moving in, and we're helping each other out to get through. It's the best that we can do in this economy. the pandemic really changed our business, and we were on the verge of really exploding in the audiobook market. But, our first line people getting COVID and having to work constantly really set us back and, messed with our contracts and things like that. So we had to really change our business from audiobooks to writing, and writing takes such a tremendous amount of time to actually produce a product. So once we actually complete something,
I am parting out scenes right now for The Immortal, which is our big book, which is our go for broke book.
Yeah.
Okay, this is our the main thing our company is based on is this book.
Battalion 13. I mean, we're called B13 Books because that's really easy to say, but our company is Battalion 13 Entertainment. So yeah, I mean, right now we're working as much as we can. We still are recovering from COVID. It's been really difficult. I'm still sleeping a lot. My stomach's still really messed up. There's days when I can barely eat what I need to eat.
That's because your Crohn's medicine.
My Crohn's medicine does not seem like it's working as well, but I don't know if it's specifically because of the COVID. Going for more tests on Thursday. But I cannot work a regular job. I used to work remotely when I worked for, the bank, and, really the pandemic changed my life. It really changed what I could do, because it took me out of remission. I was in remission for a good 10 years, where I was able to work remotely when I had a bad day. When I had my good days, I'd be in the office. I'd be right there training people. I would work with people in other states from my desk. It was amazing. We basically worked remotely with those people, and it's not anything new that we were doing in the banking industry. We were, training people in other states, and it was great. I loved it. But unfortunately, because of my health, I cannot go back to that type of work. I need to do the type of work where I set my own schedule, and inspire others and help others to get their books out there. And lucky for me, my state has a program where they can help people with disabilities, and I qualified for that. So I'm doing my best to get that up and running, and I have a lot of wonderful, talented people who are helping me. And I'm very lucky to have a husband and who is willing to help me with that as well, because no one succeeds on their own.
Nope.
It's true.
I really need people to start realizing that I'm a real person.
You are real. You're sitting right next to me.
I'm not going to show you guys my driver's license that has information on it. You don't need.
Yeah.
But that is my name.
But your sister's name, they didn't go the full way with naming her Galadriel as her first name, but that is her second name.
Yeah.
That is her middle name.
And since my mom died, we call her that.
We call her Galadriel, or we call her Gal.
I feel like if she'd had her way completely, Gal, she would have been named Galadriel.
Yeah. And it was fun when we went to the conventions and it's Gandalf and Galadriel. Everybody loved that. We actually, one of the last conventions we got to go to before the pandemic, our little group of us who are, close friends, we called ourselves the Fellowship of the Con. That was cute.
Shout out to Mindy and Jonathan.
And Zareth. Yeah. And then Galadriel fell in love. And she's not going to be able to travel with us anymore because she misses her boyfriend. So maybe someday we'll all be able to travel again, and it'll be safe, and we'll all have money and everything. So
one day. But this is a time that we're all going through, and yeah. So let us know let us know if you have a challenge like what we're experiencing. Do you have a weird name where people don't take you seriously?
Are you writing a cookbook? Are you a writer? Let us know what challenges you have. Share what's going on with you. Yeah, are you writing a fiction book?
Got something interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe
are you interested?
Or something,
are you interested in doing writing with us? Let us know. Hit us up. Social media.
And remember, everyone who works for Battalion 13 also does a voice.
Yeah, you have to do voice acting if you're going to join us.
At least one voice. Might be a very minor voice. But yeah. We are working on getting. Okay, so we are working on trying to get the last episode of the web series / podcast out. But we are having some challenges because we have some unrecorded lines we're waiting on. And then we have to get it sent to our guy in England for
music.
And then we'll have it back here, and we'll put sound effects to it and everything, and put it out. But it takes time to get this done. And I used to do it within a month, but unfortunately, I haven't had the
People
time.
don't have that kind of energy anymore. I mean, everybody's going for this whole 4-day work week thing now.
If I had a 4-day fucking work week and I got paid well, I would totally have a day to just, like, work on Battalion 13 stuff, like, all the time. I would love that.
Well, plus you have all the meetings and everything.
Yeah.
You'd have to do that day for writing, I think. It'd have to be your writing day.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to do production and everything.
About the writing, I'm not the best writer. I know that. I mean...
But you have to do the scenes
I'm not the best
you have
writer.
to do.
I have to do the scenes I have to do, but then you make them better. So it's like,
we're a team.
Yeah.
You're the idea man.
I am the idea man. That is true.
I do the polishing.
I am the idea man. I give you a turd, you polish it. So by the end of the time, you'll get a polished turd. All right.
We go through lots of polishers. We take turds and turn them into diamonds. Or just shiny turds.
Even with the shiny turd, as long as it's entertaining, I don't care.
Yeah. So anyway, we hope you all have a great week. Thanks for taking the time to listen to us blather on. Thanks for hanging out with us. Happy Tuesday.